Well, hello and welcome to Southeast Ohio Solar Haven again. Well, as you know, we had a failure with our old PIP inverter, and I did manage to find a service manual for it, but I have a suspicion about it. Kind of wish I knew it beforehand, but that's alright. I've done taking the lid off of here, so for those that you have never seen the inside of one of these crazy bad boys, yeah, so there you go. You got your AC side here, you got your DC side here, you got your power transformer in here. It does all the switching and capacitors, blah blah. I can sit here and go through a whole bunch of craziness with you, but don't want to. It's being honest. So right up here is the section here. This section here is the solar charge controller input side of things. And of course this is the inverter side, everything. I had looked through this inverter and did not see nothing burnt, nothing conspicuous, anything. Now I haven't took the board and everything. I haven't took it out to check the bottom traces, but visually I don't see anything except one thing that might be suspect, and that was something that was mentioned in the manual. And I'll get right down in here and take a look at you. These two, whoa, come on, back focus. These two capacitors right here. I noticed that the top of them were swollen, and I thought, no, here we go. Could this have been a bad capacitor issue for the 03 error? And a lot of message boards and stuff that I was on with people that had the 03 era, the capacitors were bad. Now this right here apparently is a voltage regulation section of this board, and it would make error happen if this is all kind of wonky, because this is right in this area. It's got power transformers, for other sections it needs to run or whatever. But yeah, if that section reads something wrong or whatever, it'll read voltage is kind of quirky. So yeah, this is something I wanted to pull out on the bench, kind of give you a look-see on that. And we'll be working on this here, not in this video. I just cracked, had it opened up, and I wanted to show you guys what could be the culprit, which would be these two capacitors down in here, which I will have to pull this whole main board out. I tried looking up because you can buy a replacement main board for them, and I was like, well, I could do that, but I can't find this replacement main board at all, because this was a weird one. I don't know why, but everybody else, a whole bunch of the other models, you can find them, but not this one. So yeah, it was kind of confusing, but don't matter. I will take it apart and give it a fix and give it a shine over, and hopefully it'll work again. But so what did I do to remedy this problem? Well, I went a little crazy. I did, back up here at the wall, you can see here, I moved some things around, kind of straightened the wire. I mean, it's not the best, but I kind of got everything kind of straightened around. I know this looks like a cluster flop to everybody else, but it works. It does the work. And then what I had to do to replace that, yes, you see it right there. I went and purchased the Multi Plus 24 volt 2000 version. It does have a built-in 50 amp charger. I got it hooked up, so it does the job. And I end up getting another 70 amp charge controller because I needed to split an array up that was too big for the 100 amp. And so I'm running two separate 70 amps on that array with all the, I don't know how many panels there are, but it was 3,400 watts worth of panels, and I was trying to do that on a 100 amp at 24 volt, and it just wasn't doing it. So, well, it would do it, but it was maxing the controller out, and I don't want to burn any of the charge controllers up. I want them to last as long as you can make them last, like everything else. So, yeah, I raised the high voltage one up there above the 100. I pulled back a little bit. There you go. It kind of looks, as my buddy from whatever his name is, Chris DIYer out in Oklahoma, a buddy of mine, he had the blue flu. He says, well, I guess that the blue flu attacked me too, so there you go, the blue flu on my wall, with the exception my power boxes are gray, but still it's the blue flu, I guess. But yeah, that was the upgrade for this. I am going to continue to work on this one and see if we can bring it back to life. And if I do, then great. I can have that as a backup at this point, because now that, you know, that's in play, yeah, that thing's a beast. So yeah, and I did add, when I moved this charge controller up there, I did add a couple of bus bars right here and fused this off. Well, not fused it, but put a breaker switch there. That way I can have a connection thing for testing on 24 volt devices. That way I don't have to be fighting all this mess anymore. So that kind of works out there. But yeah, this is what we're going to be working on. And like I said, I think that culprit is those capacitors after, you know, examining everything down in there. So I'm hoping that's it. I got to pull this board out and do all that happy jazz. But once that's done, I can replace the capacitors. I probably have those in stock over there in my electronics cache of stuff that I have, because I used to work on a bunch of electronics and car stereo amplifiers and, well, solar charge controllers and stuff like that. You know, I'd work on and everything, and I just kind of quit doing it because it was getting monotonous. So anyway, I hope hopefully if anybody else out there sees that, they'll see that that could be a possible issue if you have the 03 error on these pip all-in-one. So anyway, I'll talk at you later. You know, click that bell and like down there, since the algorithms are changing on YouTube. So anyway, see you later.